quit porn, and get lucky. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Welcome back for another episode of Porn Rewire, the podcast. This is our St. Paddy's Day episode. So if you know me, I am all Irish, which is very fun and exciting on St. Paddy's Day. So today I want to talk about how you can create your own luck when you quit porn and how it's very difficult to do so without quitting porn. So what we're going to talk about is number one, there is no such thing as luck. So what is it? I'm going to break that down in just a second. Number two, quote unquote luck comes from the optimal brain pattern. I'm going to share with you how porn damages your brain and it makes it so it's very difficult or impossible to get into that regulated brain pattern. And number three is going to be your brain hack strategy for the day on how you can create your own luck. So let's dig into number one. Number one is there's no such thing as luck. Now, for a long time, my sister, if you're listening, dear sister, every time I've had an accomplishment, she has said to me, "You're so lucky." And it makes me think of, yes, a song from Eminem and Skylar Grey, which I've talked about before, which the title's escaping me, so I'll think of it in a second. But it makes me think about all the hours of intention, focus, perseverance, and being able to show up so that I can create the moment that everybody sees as lucky. There's a lot of hard work that goes into being lucky. Let me tell you that. Now, it also is, to a certain extent, a spiritual experience and a manifestation experience, because pragmatically, I know that if I set the intention, I work slowly and in a very deliberate and a concentrated fashion, that yes, the universe is going to show up and meet me in that journey, and it's going to offer up the opportunities toward me that I am working for. And that's a very spiritual experience. So I believe I'm co-creating this life of mine, that I'm showing up and doing what I need to do, but that also these wonderful opportunities are coming towards me. The opportunities cannot come towards me unless I'm pragmatically doing what I need to do. That's why there's no such thing as luck. You can't sit around on your couch for the most part, watching porn, damaging your brain, not doing anything on purpose, and get lucky. So that's will bring us to number two, is what's happening in your brain when you create your own luck, opposed to when you're escaping, trying to get away from your life, and unfortunately making yourself unlucky. So the optimal brain pattern, which I call the green zone, it's a brain map that has all the speeds regulated. So if you remember, if you've listened to this podcast before, there's three primary categories of speed in your brain. There's slow speed, which I call braking. There's medium speed, which I call neutral, and there's fast speed, which I call gassing. So you need your brain to be gassing at the perfect amount. We'll call it 45 miles per hour. You also need to make sure your brain does not have the brakes on in the day. We only want the brakes on for sleep. And you don't want to be permanently shifted into neutral. Porn shifts you into neutral. And the reason you keep going back to it is you want something to shift you out of gassing into neutral as fast as possible. Unfortunately, porn is a super normal stimulus, which means it shifts you fast and hard into neutral. And unfortunately, many people get stuck in neutral. So I've been characterizing the two brain patterns behind the porn cycle and then sexual arousal dysfunction as strained brain. Strained brain, you'll feel your brain is running between anxious and exhausted, overwhelmed and spinning your wheels, and completely numbed out. That's the pendulum effect of strained brain. If you use strained brain for too long, consistently, frequently, and especially with high levels of intensity from porn, you will tip yourself eventually into drain brain. Drain brain is artificial, consistent, neutral. This shows up as lack of motivation, really being off purpose. It not only do you have underlying feelings of anxiety, but they've kind of dimmed down and now you mostly feel general malaise and depression. These brain patterns are at the core of arousal dysfunction overall and sexual arousal dysfunction, especially erectile dysfunction. So, a dysregulated, dysfunctional brain pattern leads to dysregulated, dysfunctional acts or behaviors of your mind and your body. So, what people don't understand is if they struggle with a mental health or a cognitive issue, there is neurological dysregulation underneath that. If you struggle with a physical problem like ED, neurological regulation is existing underneath it. In 9,999 cases out of 10,000. I just had this conversation with Zach Carter, who's working with many men with erectile dysfunction. He offers an assessment for ED, and he wanted to know, how many people I actually thought didn't have a physical component. And it's even higher than that. I would contend it's 99,999 people out of 100,000 don't have a physical issue with their sex organ. It may show up as a physiological issue, but it's coming from brain dysregulation. And now I can see it in the QEEG brain map that I perform. I've seen it in hundreds of brains. So if you struggle with going back into the screen or sexual arousal dysfunction, especially ED, I want you to know there's a dysregulated, dysfunctional brain pattern at the core. That brain pattern is making you very unlucky in the bedroom. So if you want to get lucky, it's time to heal your brain. Let's move to number 3. So number 3 is your brain hack strategy for the day. If your brain is dysregulated from desensitizing it from high-level stimuli known as supernormal stimuli, porn, this solution is multifold. And it goes like this. Number 1, stop desensitizing your brain. You may not even know what you're doing to desensitize your brain. If that's the case, you need to get into my 3 Steps to Heal ED from Home program. It's very affordable. You can find it on my website, drtrishleigh.com. It teaches you how you're desensitizing your brain and what you can do to resensitize it, which leads us to number 2 in your brain hack strategy. Figure out all the hypersexual behaviors that you are engaging in and stop desensitizing your brain. Then set the lucky intention of what you want your sex life to look like. What do you want? And make sure your actions and your behaviors of your mind and your body are leading you toward that, not away from that. So if you want to have an amazing sex life with your honey, you can't be watching porn where you're becoming highly stimulated from other people, consuming them from the fourth wall, and coupling that with masturbation, which is higher level physical and mental stimulation. If you're constantly stimulating yourself away from your partner, no wonder why you can't get an erection or you can't have an orgasm with that partner. You can't because your brain needs this high level stimuli and your partner is no longer doing it for you because you've coupled your brain to porn and masturbation and you've uncoupled it from your partner. It's time to get coupling your brain back toward your partner. No problem, no partner, no problem. If you don't have a partner, then you need to stop coupling your brain towards the screen and start coupling your brain towards candidates to be your partner, actual other human beings. Porn makes it so that you lose sight of the distorted unreality that's happening in the screen opposed to the beautiful reality that you could be lucky to have. But unfortunately, most people cannot have it both ways. The supernormal stimuli of porn ensures that because it will always pull you back towards the screen and it will never push you towards your partner. So remember that. So in your brain hack strategy, stop desensitizing your brain and pulling it away from the sex life that you want in your actual life. Start resensitizing your brain toward that lucky life that you want to have. Number 3 is, if you can't resensitize your brain yourself, there's technology that can do it. So if you want to learn about that, I offer a program called Brain Training 101. I teach you how to get the brain training headband at the best price and with the best customer service. And once you have it, exactly how to use it to heal the arousal dysfunction in your brain. It's as easy as that. Now there's a personal trainer for your brain performance pattern that can guide it back towards that optimal mode. If you want to meet with me personally, I offer a very high level service called QEEG brain mapping. I'm lucky to be one of the only people who offer this service worldwide. I can see exactly the dysfunctional brain patterns that are in there in every area, how they're impacted, how high or low the magnitude of uses of those 3 brain speeds, and how they combine to be strained brain, drained brain, or a combination of the 2. So if you want me to be able to connect the dots between your history, how you use your brain currently, and what your brain is doing, sign up for the QEEG brain map because I'd love to spend time with you and show you the path forward. All right, as we wrap up, I want you to know there's no such thing as being lucky, and that's coming from one lucky girl. It's because I show up intentionally each day and very pragmatically create my own luck. You can do that now too. If you want more help on this journey, please go over to drtrishleigh.com. My 90-day program has all the steps that you need to be able to learn how to create your own luck over the next 90 days while you're leaving porn behind and getting on purpose in your life. I hope to see you in the program soon. All right, until next time, control your brain or it'll control you.